Thank you for guiding me on that. So, thank you everyone, DPS Miapur and the TEDx platform for having this, I'll say, immensely successful program organized and giving an opportunity to people like me to speak their hearts out and speak the untold stories. So, I'll talk about my profile first. I come as a solution satisficer. What that means is that today I may be working for a big pharma agglomerate, but whichever business function I have supported over the last 16, 17 years, they come up with their use cases. And we design a solution with the current existing technical stack that we have in market. Now, that relates to understanding the requirements from the business, because ultimately it's about running the show. Today I may be doing it, tomorrow somebody else will be doing it. And how it relates to current topic that I'm supposed to speak about. In the current world of information, how are we having the downside of silence and the power of it? Okay. When I came here today and I was seeing that there was already a batch of esteemed speakers who were done speaking, and the show was it was about to end, I thought that maybe I have to stay silent. That's how my position is today. Okay, so I was invited. I was told later that I'm part of the third batch. And how are we going to correlate with what this world is currently offering? It's offering loads of information to us. Yeah. The other last week, I was speaking to my wife about purchasing or procuring a set of badminton shoes. I was merely speaking to her. Next, within 30 minutes, the moment I'm opening my Microsoft Outlook or I'm browsing through Instagram Reels or my YouTube channel, every time I'm getting the advertisements of the badminton shoes. So my phone was listening to all the information that I was passing without my awareness, without my conscience. So all of this is related. We are passing a lot of information. Even some of them suggested that for my age, I should suggest some kind of orthopedic support for my feet. So it's sad, but that's the reality. So how much are we intercepting information? And when I see my journey, everybody has had a journey. Okay, we have had our upbringing, our stories to talk about. I narrate some of the old instances in my school. I was never very much academically inclined. Like when I see Naisha speaking, or in the morning I saw Zayan speaking, wow, people have come of age and they are the true. So this morning Afnan was speaking about human evolution. It didn't stop at Homo sapiens. Yeah, it didn't stop with Neanderthals, with Homo erectus, with Homo sapiens. It's now just that we are coining it differently. That is, this is the Gen Alpha. We were the millennials. Yeah, this is the Gen Alpha, Gen Beta. So the generation is evolving. And that evolution has to come up with every journey. That's what I feel. Now, narrating those incidents from my school, I was never a front bencher. The front bench was supposed to be reserved for those who are very sharp, very bright. Okay? The moment teacher pops up a question, they're raising their hands. They're edging out of their seats. Okay? As if they have this vibe, this energy. They couldn't control when this opportunity will be given to them. I'm sure there are many students who would narrate, who would relate this to their own, academic prowess. But at the same time, there would be a bunch of kids who are still constructing the answers in their mind. They have a template. Okay? They have the words. They're trying to join the gaps. They're trying to bridge sentences. They're trying to structure it, bring it into good finish. Okay, they're trying to add polish. By the time, they have missed the bus. Somebody else has spoken the answer. Couple of students, and it's not the fault of teachers. They have to cater to 40, 50 students. They cannot keep asking the response to everyone. Now think about those kids who are still framing their responses and they know that their confidence is subdued due to this small mishap that has happened. How do we elevate them? I was one of them, okay? But now, I didn't choose to stay silent. I was still framing my response. Come again, in 30 minutes, there's a recess break, okay? I'm supposed to have lunch break with my students, with my friends. I have a strong network. I see all the kids here. You have chosen to stay close to each other because that's your circle of comfort. Maybe you know each other, right? Whereas we are strangers here, some of the adults, some of the speakers here, we don't know each other, okay? We are put in a spot of bother. We are supposed to interact, okay? And we are supposed to conversate over different platforms. We are coming from different experiences. Now think about the recess break, about the lunch time that I'm talking about. There's a close net of students, okay, who are not so academically bright, but they have something to connect to each other. And there's a topper. There's a person who spoke all the answers correctly and is having the food in isolation. Okay? Because that may be thinking of other students, he already knows so much. He or she already knows so much. Okay, let her have her lunch in peace. Did we make that extra effort to include them? That inclusion would come with somebody's initiative. Now, when I'm talking about the current societal awareness, we may be residing in an apartment in a society. There's a domestic tussle that's happening in the adjacent room, okay, between a different set of families. We choose to stay silent. We choose to ignore. We are focusing on our set of problems. We are focusing on narrating our own stories. Are we making an effort to listen to them? Now, there's also a bright side of silence. I think that I'm very good at driving, and the world around me is not so good. Okay, I consider myself the Shrikant Tiwari in Family Man when it comes to riding or driving cars. Okay, I see that people are about to kiss my car, and they go fast. My windows are up, their windows are up. Of course, I hurl some abusive language. It's all restricted within my car. I'm in safe zone. My wife decides to go do an extra edge. She lowers the window. At the same time, the other person has lowered the window. I could have chosen to stay silent. I did not. What it led to, it was 30 minutes of needless talks, needless hurls. Nobody was affected, but our time was lost. If I would have stayed silent, and the other person, of course, the other party, either of us would have stayed silent, we would have saved our time. That's the power of silence. We were having lunch this afternoon. I was hearing the conversations because I have taught my daughter not to speak while having food. Now here I am. I think from the other person's perspective, I am dumbfounded. Okay, probably this person is not very good in networking. It could be the interpretation. Now here I am trying to save the image as a speaker who is apparently afraid to speak because this is not my forte. I'm a technical speaker, but today I'm connecting with you all, thinking in the global context, in the societal context, in our natural, mundane, day-to-day life, how we are choosing to stay silent, and how could that affect? There could be something very wrong with an academically inclined student who has spoken continuously for 20 days out of her 25 working days. But on the 5 days he or she has chosen to stay silent. You as their friends could say that something must be wrong with them. We have never taken an additional edge. Has something bad happened today? Probably a domestic, some kind of conflict happened with their parents, or something they would have noticed on the road, some mishap that has kept their mind out of the complete zone of academic brilliance for the moment. We all interact with our friends. How are you doing? When I ask, how are you doing? The first standard response is, all good. Do we actually make an extra effort to understand what could have gone wrong, or actually if everything is okay or not? Now, think of a global context. we are all advocating about the leadership, our Prime Minister. He's so, he's so much a global name these days, right? But is it truly the act of one person, or is it because of his council of ministers? Now imagine, about a couple of weeks back, when he was in one of the European nations and he was supposed to address the media, he had chosen to walk. He had chosen to avoid the media. Is it because he's shy of the camera? No. Is it because he's not having his council of ministers? Probably. Now the same thing if it would have happened to his opposition. Yeah? So we are trying to judge people with the minimal information that we are having, or with the abundant information that we are having, that what could have led to the silence, right? I will talk about an incident. Now my profession, it supports healthcare providers, okay? It supports medical representatives, because I give enough data insights to them so that the management decisions are taken at a quicker note and with accuracy. But when it comes to the practical skills of building drug discovery, am I contributing there? No. Am I contributing to the end users, the consumers of the medicine? No. But does it belittle my contribution in the organization? Absolutely not. And I must tell you that in my batch of 40 students, in each grade that I crossed in my school, everybody is settled. Everybody is well settled today. It doesn't matter how much they were able to answer the questions right with so much of attention in the class, or how much marks they secured in 10th or 12th. Okay? Somebody is supporting a global agglomerate just like me. Somebody is supporting some kind of, their family business. They have expanded their family business like anything. So how it matters is that we have chosen to go with a close-knit family, like the bond that you have built, all the students here, the bond that you have built. You're going to miss this part. People, your parents will tell that 10th is done, just a couple of years, 12th. Next, graduation. Graduation is done, you are settled, okay? Then the actual hustle starts. You would be inching towards every professional, every leap that you're taking. You need to identify the very space where you need to create your masterpieces and become a mastermind. That is the journey that everyone is trying to do. So this is a never-ending journey, right? To all the Anishas, to all the Zayan, to all the students present here, who are making an extra effort in getting their visibility, in getting accepted. That's the whole point, right? You want to feel accepted in this well-dug well of DPS. You are the leaping frog. As long as you are there in the well, everybody is recognizing you. The moment you try and take leaps outside, it's a different challenge. I'm not telling that today whoever are coming with bright colors do have the right voice to speak. But someday, you have to choose to speak. Otherwise, historically what has happened is, bad people, bad incidents happened in the historical past, not because people were evil. It was because good people decided to live with the bad things that have happened. They decided to survive. They decided to just go ahead with the flow, not to stop anything. And if you are not speaking at the right moment, you need to choose your moment. There would be a moment when you need to choose. You need to take sides. Yeah? Whose side you are on, you will be the correct person with your mind and conscience. Who are you going to advocate for? But it's completely your call. And as we speak, when I'm coming to the end of the note, is that we need to think through, and we need not be superheroes in our context, okay? Nothing is going to change overnight. You need to think about how small an impact you can make. Think about your circle of influence. Think about your friends, your family. Are you reaching out to your father when he is coming from his office with a glass of water? Small gap, right? Are you having a dinner conversation? How was your day? Are you venting out your frustration? But in a proper manner. The language is very proper. Okay, it has to be orchestrated in a good manner. Otherwise, it will lead to eternal silence, and that's what we want to break. You have to speak up. There was a very good quote in one of the hospitals around the operation theater. It was for cardiovascular department. So it was in Hindi. What it says is that, अगर दिल खोल देता तू यारों के सामने, तो नहीं खोलना पड़ता औजारों के सामने. With that, I would like to end it. Thank you.